Hey, Joe Zarzaur here for another installment of Zarzaur Law TV. Again, we're doing another segment in our medical series. This particular video, Dr. Malone is going to help us talk about the most common fractures that are associated with car wreck injuries. I think the statistics that we have on our sheet today, the NHTSA has said that 2.7 million people were injured in motor vehicle crashes in 2017 alone. That's a lot of people hurt. The force, obviously, that's applied to your body is eventually applied to your skin and then your bones at some point. If it's applied to such a degree that it causes a fracture of your bone, you obviously have a significant injury from your car wreck, and you need a lawyer as well as a doctor. Many times that's going to require a surgical procedure to fix. Dr. Malone, what are the most common mechanisms of fractures in car wrecks, and then what are the most common types of fractures?
Okay, so the mechanisms will be side impact, so it's going to be, think of anywhere, depending, no matter which seat you're in, the driver or the passenger, so side impact, so the side of your body that's facing outward. If you have a rollover, then obviously you're dealing with things coming down from on top of you. And then if
the steering wheel,
the steering wheel can hit your sternum or your rib cage, and then obviously also the dimensions of the body. So you'd think like, oh, a big person's going to get hurt more. Not necessarily. There's more padding involved. They don't rock around as much in the car. So sometimes a smaller person actually is got more chance to build up some momentum before they hit that door that breaks the arm or whatever the case may be. So there's more chance for them to go in that with more force, even though they're smaller.
Okay. Now, what makes I know you're not an orthopedic surgeon, you're a general practice internal medicine doctor, but what is it that makes a fracture surgical versus non-surgical? Is there some kind of bright line test for the doctors?
Not necessarily. A lot of it has to do with if you have a functional deficit like nerve or a blood vessel injury, then that's obviously surgical right away. If it's an open fracture, that's usually surgical. Open means that there's bone sticking out of your skin. Those are surgical. That's as clear line as I can give you. Otherwise, it depends upon how functional you are as an individual leading into all of this. So if it's one of those things where, you know, yeah, you broke your arm, but it's the same thing, like you're not a professional athlete, you don't need to get this thing surgically repaired, you can get casted.
And then when you go from the most common fracture to the least common, what are we talking about there?
Okay, so think about it.
From car wrecks.
Yes, from car wrecks, think about it. Upper extremity, driving, lower extremity,
wrist.
Down, anywhere, the wrist, forearm, up to the humerus.
The ulna on the radius, or vice versa.
Yep.
The humerus.
Mm-hmm. And then you also have your elbow, which would be a combination of those. Right. And then you can get your clavicle as well, which is part of your upper extremity, your shoulder.
That's true.
And then
the tibia and the fibia and the bottom leg, the femur and the top leg, a really bad wreck. Mm-hmm. Your hip can be fractured, your pelvis, right?
Yeah, and that's lower down.
Right.
But that would be more of a side impact or a rollover issue.
Right.
And that's where the door is hitting you.
And you can have displaced and non-displaced hip pelvic fractures,
yeah,
right?
it's rare that you need an operative intervention for that, but it can limit you quite a bit, nonetheless.
All of these issues, all of the fracture issues are serious car wrecks with serious medical consequences that require serious legal consultation. So find us on the web at zarzaurlaw.com, and you can call us the old-fashioned way at 855-HIRE-JOE. Thank you.